everybody. My name is Tim. My partner here is Greg.
Hey, everybody.
Nice to see you guys again. It's been a while since we've done a video. Ignore that audio in the background and the wind. It's very rainy where I'm at in Oswego, and I'm pumping gas, and they have those random noises. But today I wanted to talk about fixing oneself. Because we keep talking about, in my opinion, the same shit, like the changes that are happening, but we don't really talk about fixes. What we can fix, what we're gonna fix, what can't be fixed. And even though you're older and you never smoked, I still feel like there's things that you can fix too, Greg.
Right.
Like you told me about you were trying to get help with your sleep apnea. Why don't you go more in depth about that?
Okay. Well, I didn't realize as I was getting older how my sleeping patterns were changing and getting worse through the years. And yeah, I didn't know that. Of course, when you're by yourself, you don't really know what you're doing. You don't know if you're snoring or what you're doing until somebody in the room, notices it. And I started being told by this from my parents when I was a young teenager. So we're going way back. And I was snoring, and I guess it got louder and louder. And we didn't really care about it. I thought, it was just normal or whatever. And then as I got older, probably in my late 20s, early 30s, I started getting heartburn and that acid reflux, and that all started connecting together because I went to the doctor and they said, yeah, that's one of the things that you can have, related together, is having the sleep apnea, and then the acid reflux kind of working together because it's all in the same system. And I didn't realize that. So within about a couple years ago, um, about a couple years ago, I went to the doctor and we started talking about this and trying to find out ways to control my acid reflux. And then just recently, within a year ago, I talked about doing something with my sleeping because not only my parents, but and you, Tim, saying that my sleeping was bad too. And so basically, I decided to go out and get it checked out. So I went to the doctor and told her, and she basically said, okay, I'll refer you to a sleep study. So I said, okay. So I went to the sleep study, and they give you this home thing where they test you. So I had to go in and put like something on my throat, and it will give data to see what your how your apnea is, and I guess it's like a grading system. And then
Did they put you to sleep there? Like, how does that work?
no, I took it home and I had to sleep with this thing on for 8 hours, my 8 hour normal sleep. And then it registers data back to their computer system. So after I was done with that, I had an appointment and I sat down with one of the sleep counselors, and they looked at my data and they said, you were kind of off the chart. Which means you got severe sleep apnea. And I said,
but you're
really?
still able to sleep through these years, right?
Yeah. So then they said, why don't you come in a week later? We're going to talk to a specialist. So I talked to a specialist. She looked at it and said the same thing. So now they gave me this machine that I sleep with every night. It's like a mask and it throws air into it. And it's pressurized. So they got it set from like 5% to 20%. Um, and the higher percentage it goes, then you get more air, and that tells you that you got apnea. It's hitting the apnea. And so I get checkups every so often to go in. And my last checkup, they said, wow, with this mask, it's really helping you because your apnea has gone way down.
Yeah, but does it, was it necessary though?
Well, they say what happens is with your sleep apnea, when you're doing your snoring, you stop breathing for a certain amount of time. I mean, it's not like long periods of time, it's like a few seconds to a minute. And they say with this sleep machine, it kind of helps with the oxygen flow or something. So it does help.
I'm not questioning the experts or the machines. I mean, I figured you had sleep apnea that time we're in the hotel room and I could not get a lick of fucking sleep.
Oh, I know.
Did you hear my snore or no?
No, I couldn't really tell. If you did, it was like real little.
I mean, I just don't know if it's necessary to check. I mean, I went this long, like 26 long years without like a sleep apnea machine, you know?
Hmm.
And don't forget, like, an underbite is what fucked up my teeth, not a sleep apnea.
Right.
I just figured that sleep apnea is why I don't sleep as much as I probably could, but I sleep enough to fucking get some sleep, I guess. Like, I don't know how to word it. I'm not questioning the experts. Let's get back on topic. I'm not questioning their expertise or if they know what they're doing. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they're very highly qualified. Unless they're in Chicago, they're probably not. But and for anybody wondering, he lives near Chicago. That's just a Chicago joke because nobody likes Chicago. Michael Jordan's not there anymore. Nobody cares. But what I'm saying is, I don't know if you needed it. That's what I'm saying, because besides the loud snoring, you seemed to get plenty of sleep, or at least enough sleep, and you seem to live a normal life. I don't know if it's necessary.
My question about it really is long term. And is this something that I need to do for the rest of my life? Can I sleep without it? And those are questions I do have. And I'm sure
Uh,
there's things that they can give you that you don't need to do this.
Greg, if you need that for the rest of your life, why the fuck do you want to use it?
Right.
Listen, you're not in my situation, which is living in your truck, so you can afford that nice policy. Good for you. I mean, would I want to use it? Fuck no. I sleep and get to sleep. I want to live a more natural life. I don't want to live a more futuristic, need this to survive or need this to sleep better. Like, I want to sleep how I'm going to sleep, regardless of some machine that they say can cure me.
Right.
Because what if that thing blows up on you someday or chokes you and
Yeah.
you die in your sleep, motherfucker?
Yeah.
I mean, that was more of a joke, but still, like, I don't trust the technology that much.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, I don't either
I wouldn't
sometimes.
want to use it, but if you do, that's fine. I mean, you're older, so maybe you're more in tune and more willing. I, on the other hand, am not.
Hmm.
I sleep enough, and I feel like if I lose weight to where it's appropriate, to where I need to be, I think more energy and more. what it is. Plus, my body is still healing from smoking. So until it gets more healed, I'm not sure what is what or if the machine would be appropriate for myself. That's all I'm saying. I shouldn't judge it too harshly. I just wouldn't want it for myself until I feel my body's more healed and I can actually see what the damage is and what can be done.
Yeah, that's understandable. I totally agree with you on that. That's a good way of looking at it.
I agree. Uh, you have good eye vision, so I told you to get them checked just in case, and I feel like if anybody else is hearing this and you actually give a fuck, I would highly recommend you do get them done because you can get cancer of the eye even without smoking. Like, if you see a freckle behind the eye or you hear about it, I would get it checked out as soon as possible. And it's like cancerous or non-malignant, it depends, but it's very rare, but it can happen. And you may say, oh, not me, but you don't want to be one of those people that have regrets that said, oh, I wish, instead of I did. So I highly recommend you get that checked out if any of you want your vision better or just see what you can do.
Right.
Because I wish I did some with my left eye years earlier, but I smoked instead. So I did stuff that I wasn't supposed to, and I regret it deeply. You guys don't have to. You guys are still young enough to where you can fix things. And I'm sure one of you out there is at least like rolling your eyes and being like, I'm healthy, you know, I'm vibrant, like I'm indestructible, you know, like I had the same mindset. I don't blame you. But, you know, you can ask Greg, it goes away.
Yeah.
It goes away quick, man. It depends on who you are and what good shape you are in and how old you are. But for me, Greg, it went away probably in my early to mid 20s at the most. I'd say like 24, 25, the feeling went away.
Mm-hmm.
But due to my conditions, because I mean, there's no evidence that I have sleep apnea, but I just say I do just because I feel like because of my underbite, I heard it can cause sleep apnea. So I just say, just in case I do, sleep apnea, ADHD, refractive embolia, which means my left eye is fucked and the vision's bad, and there's nothing they can do. Surgery-wise, I have an underbite which fucked up my teeth. My gums are kind of fucked up from smoking. I'm overweight from quitting smoking. I gained like 20 pounds. So what I'm saying is just take care of yourselves. What my plan is, at least for my body, stop eating so much chocolate or junk food and eating out. I'm not really planning on getting muscular because that's how you gain weight, not lose it. So what I want to do is go biking. You know, I want to start biking like miles upon miles, so that way I can fucking that way I can lose weight, man. Because my brother, he has a job where he bikes around a factory carrying materials and shit in like some kind of basket on the bike for like 19 an hour in Georgia. And he said he's been there for a few months and he's been biking, and that dude's lost like 70 fucking pounds. He lost like
Wow.
literally 70 pounds. Like, I've seen it.
Wow, that's pretty
He
good.
went from like 210 to weighing less than me and you, Greg. And he said it's because he bikes. Not went to the gym or stopped eating like crappier food, but because he went to, you know, biking. Like, I think that's pretty cool. Oh shit, it's raining again.
Okay.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Hang on.
Okay.
Free instructions as oh shit. Oh my god. Fuck. I'm only panicking because my phone's on me. I gotta turn the heat back on. Okay. That way I can leave it in here, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so anyways, I bought a $300 bike because bikes are very expensive nowadays. It's a mountain type bike where it has shifting gears, so I feel like it can go like different styles. What my plan is when it actually gets not fucking rainy and it actually gets nice is I want to lose nearly 100 pounds. I want to lose at least uh, I want to lose at least 70 pounds. I want to go to like 170, 175. And I'm 239 right now. I want to lose a lot of weight. And if I decide to, do lifting after that, then I'll do lifting after that.
Mm-hmm.
With my left eye, I want to go to an eye specialist, not an eye doctor. And I want to see if there's any vision therapy or something I can do just to get the most out of my left eye that I can. And then what I want to do is I also want to, at the same time, go to a teeth specialist, not a general dentist, but like a braces specialist, whatever you want to call them, and see if I should get like underbite surgery or braces. I want to see what I can do. You know?
Right.
And after that, if I have to get false teeth or whatever I need to get done, I will. Like, I want to leave a better life, and I want to be happier. And like, I've always wanted those white, nice teeth. So if that's what I gotta do, fuck it, I'll do that too. While I'm doing this, why don't you tell them some things you want to fix or your plans to? Because remember that overbite I told you about in your chin.
Yeah. Well, one of the big things I want to do is number one is lose weight. I think losing weight is a big priority for me, which relates into my double chin. When I was younger, I used to be really skinny, and I couldn't even tell you how much I weighed, but it was enough that people thought I was. Did you eat at all? And I'm like, yeah, I do, but for some reason, I don't know where it goes. But through the years, I didn't do a good job. I've lost track of food and I started eating a lot of junk food and fast food, so I gained weight. And I fluctuate between 200 to about 215, 220. Right now, I'm at 210, and I gained 10 pounds again within the last 2 months. And like I said, I fluctuate. My doctor wants me to get down to at least 180 or 175. So I got a ways to go. And I'm like, I don't like going to the gym. I mean, I went to the gym when I used to be younger. We lived in apartment complexes and we had weight rooms and stuff. I used to go in there, do the treadmill, do the weights and everything. And of course, now I live in a condo, so I don't have that capability anymore because we don't have something like that on property. And I'm not a big gym person. Going to a gym and spending all that money dealing with people, I'd rather go out and do my own thing, like biking. I used to be a runner. I used to run a lot. And I just gave up on that. I don't know what it is. When you get older, I think, your feelings change, things, you start getting busy doing things, and some of your routines get out of whack and you don't do what you used to do. And, but I still keep up with my walking. I try to walk.
Yeah, but walking doesn't fucking help anymore. Not when I was young. Not like when I was young.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, I try to walk up to almost 3 miles when I get the chance, and it doesn't seem like it does anything.
To me, it does nothing. I used to walk like 5 miles a day, and I just feel like it does nothing.
Yeah, And I try to get myself to run, and that's hard to do. And
I can't do it. I'm too lazy for that.
yeah,
I'm fucking lazy for that. And right, I hate running. Like I hate running up hills too.
yeah. So what I just try to do is I just try to do the best as I can. The big thing I'm trying to do is eat smaller meals, drink more water, um, cut out the junk food. Oh my gosh, I'm a huge junk food, person, and try to deal with that. And I think if I try to cut that stuff out, and I did that, I did lose weight quicker than dealing with exercising and walking. So it's a lot what I eat. I'm eating
Right?
the wrong foods and I eat too
Starving
much.
yourself. Maybe I have no right to say this, but I feel like starving yourself or eating smaller bites, even though you're still hungry, is horseshit. I don't think you should do that.
Yeah, there's and I agree with you because I hear mixed things about that.
What you're talking about is the keto diet, Greg.
Right.
You know, where you only eat like 1 or 2 meals a day, like 1 meal a day or something like that, but you make it really big.
Yeah.
I
And
I can't do shit like that anymore. I used to actually do that. I used to only eat, believe it or not, I only used to eat like one big meal a day, and I used to wait until after work to do so.
right.
But I don't know. That seems dangerous now that I'm older. Like I don't know. I don't make the same mistakes that I did when I was younger. Like I don't know. It's me. I just don't think it'd be a good idea.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of mixed things about it. I knew people that were on that said it worked. Some people have said it didn't. Don't waste your time. And I think the best thing to do is just watch what you eat and exercise. Is probably the best thing.
I agree. Right? I
And just watch your sugar intake, drink water as much as you can, and
I drink a lot of water, or at least I try to. I don't drink as much as I used to or should.
yeah, same here.
But I at least drink one big water bottle a day, usually 50.7 FLOZ,
Okay.
or in layman's terms, 1.5 liters.
Okay.
And then I'll usually get like an Arnold Palmer like sweet tea. I love the sweet tea.
Yeah. I used to drink tea a lot.
Sure you did.
The green tea. I used to be a big green tea person. And I don't drink that much anymore.
Probably a good thing. Greg, I want to clear my mind. I don't want it to be as foggy or as boring of a person as I was. Because, sitting in the truck all day or just playing video games, I don't regret buying a Switch because I ain't gonna lie to you, I had a lot of fun playing video games again. But at the same time, I have regret for buying it at the time that I did and for doing what I did because I feel like there's a reason why I quit video games or that they weren't there for me, that way. Like, I feel like there's a purpose as to why I quit video games. And I think it's because for once in my life, I want to advance. I want to get, I hate calling it get skinny and get sexy or better looking, but, that's what people seem to clown it as nowadays. I want to get skinnier, like, near my BMI. I want to feel lighter. I don't want to feel like miserable, because when people are heavier, they're miserable. They hate themselves. And when I was skinnier, I didn't hate myself. I loved life more.
Mm-hmm.
I love life now, but there's still so much I have to do. And you know what? It's something to look forward to. Even though I don't have a career and I feel like a loser, I feel like there's things I can still fix or do. And that right there drives life? What I can fix? I can fix my credit. I can fix my debt. Like, there's a lot of things I still want to do that a lot of people just take for granted or don't want to fix because they're too lazy or it costs too much. They don't have the urge. They'd rather lose their teeth and their hair and just fucking go bald or blind and keep up their addiction because they don't give a shit or they're not strong enough to fucking quit. And you know what I say to those people, Greg?
What's that?
I say, fuck you. You take advantage of the gift that you have, but you do nothing to fix it. You do nothing to keep those. You do nothing to keep yourself healthy. So many Americans are fat and ignorant and stupid. They don't read up. They believe the news. They do nothing. And they act entitled. They act special. There's nothing special about being American. In fact, I want to leave America. I wish I could. To a place where healthcare is more accessible, where dental work is cheaper. It's so expensive here. Like, if you had one medical emergency, you could be in debt the rest of your life.
Right.
And they'll throw you in prison. It should be against the law, but they'll throw you in, and it sucks.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if I got sent somewhere else, like say if they're like, all right, you're leaving America, you don't want to be here, we'll pay for your ticket and talk to the government there. Where do you want to go? We'll give you 3 choices, or we'll send you to some shitty third world country. I'm like, okay, Germany, Japan, or actually, let me change all of that. The Netherlands, Denmark, or Sweden.
Okay.
Because those places, and a fourth, Finland or New Zealand, they're all very fucking beautiful. They're very pretty. The college is free there. It's one of the happiest, most beautiful fucking places on earth. There's not a lot of people there. It's very beautiful, you know?
Right.
And I don't know if I want to be in the United States the rest of my life. Because everything is so expensive and so many people can't get the help that they need because this place is so fucking greedy. So fucking greedy. They actually have days off in other countries. Here, they question you why you're sick. Oh, why do you need the day off? Instead of, oh, I need a mental day, or I'm not your fucking slave, or something happened. Like, they make you feel guilty. And it's a very toxic fucking country. You know, in England, they get 27 days off, depending on the job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's paid for. They can go on vacations. Right, vacations aren't a thing here anymore. Retirement isn't a thing here anymore. They want you to be a wage slave. They want you to be somebody who doesn't fix themselves. Somebody who doesn't look in the mirror and be like, wow, I'm a fucking loser. Let's fix that. No, people stay at the same job for fucking years because they get too complacent. They stay in the same state. They're not willing to move. They're not willing to make a fucking difference. And I don't want to be a part of that anymore.
Right.
I want to fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pay off my debt, depending on what the answers I get for my teeth and eyes, and, see what I can do. Just fix,
Right.
And if they're like, oh, it'll be this much, you know what I'll do, Greg?
What's that?
I'll wait until I pay off my trunk. If I have to wait for that, Greg, I will.
Yeah.
That's what I'm do. If I have to wait, I will. I have zero issue with that. Will it bother me? Yes, of course. I'm capable of doing that. That's what I'm telling you. I'm capable of waiting. Because if I have to be debt free to do it, fuck it, let's do it.
Right.
If I had to get false teeth, well, it sucked, yeah. But let's be honest, Greg, I was kind of fucked in the beginning from that, like from birth. So just fix what you can. And let's be honest, I'm sure celebrities have done it too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I want to be the first person to do it, right? So, you know, it just is what it is at the moment, I suppose. Because I can guarantee you some celebrities have whitened their teeth or gotten false teeth.
Yeah.
Because don't you think some of them look too perfect? Or too white?
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you Joe Biden has false teeth.
Oh, I know. I've known people that do too, and you can't even tell it.
I know, but they're probably happier.
Oh, I'm sure they are, yes.
Greg, you've never thought about getting false teeth? Perfect white teeth?
I think about it as I get older. Once I start losing my teeth, if that happens, I said, yeah, I thought about it.
Never before that? Like, you're overbite, like, gone just like that? Like, nothing? Your perfect teeth? No girl could ever make fun of you? Like, your jaw won't be fucked up like that? Nothing?
No, I didn't.
Well, your teeth are better than mine, people. I think about false teeth all the time. I ain't gonna lie to you, I do. I think about it a lot. But, I know that, like, what's the point of getting it at this point in time when I still gotta pay off my truck and fix my credit? But if I can get false teeth and or if I can keep my real teeth, like, you know, if braces can fix it, I will easily fuck up my credit to do so, Greg.
Yeah.
If I only, like, say you only have to pay, like, $3,000 to fix your teeth over a 2-year span.
Right.
I'm not talking about, like, dentistry, like cavities, or I just mean, like, straightening them and, like, putting them in a row where there's no spaces. And you can fix your bite. I would rather do that than spend, like, thousands for fake teeth or for the underbite surgery or overbite surgery, which is like 20 fucking grand.
Right.
That's what I'm telling you, right? Well, if I can't do braces, then what do you expect me to do?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
But I want to do a constellation, or, you know, where they tell you for free if you should get braces or the surgery. I'm going to ask the person up front, you know? Because not every dentist will say the same thing. And I kind of want to prove my smug first dentist wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's so smug. He's like, oh, did you know I'm in this group where a bunch of dentists say if a thing is healthy or not? It's like, dude, fuck off. I didn't ask that. You know, I didn't ask him to do that, but he still was very, like, this dude doesn't care about his patients. I'm not going to say where the place is or why it is the way it is, but hey, you got to reach out to them, not the other way around. Even if they plan something with you, you still got to reach out to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. That's one of the reasons why I don't like it. I think the guy is arrogant. I like his staff. His staff is very friendly. They know what they're doing, and I feel confident when they're there. When he's there, I do not feel confident. I feel like he's gonna say something that'll make me question him more. Like I question things that he does.
Right.
I'm not saying he's bad at his job because he's actually decent. Like he's decent at his job, but he thinks he's better than he really is. You know, like one of those people that are like, "Oh, what would I know? I'm just a doctor." It's like, yeah, but if you're a generalized doctor, are you going to tell an eye doctor how to do his job? No.
No.
There's different form of doctors, and how arrogant and presumptuous of you to say that. It's like, wow, you're a doctor. You do know I have to be a doctor in 8 years with my degree, but I want to be an eye doctor. I want to be an ear doctor. I want to be a penis doctor. Like, come on, dude. I want to be an anal doctor. Like, I want to be a porn doctor. Like, who gives a fuck if you're a doctor, man? Come on.
Right.
I mean, let me just rephrase that. It is very important to be a doctor, but you can't say outside of your one expertise that you're better than any other doctor or that the same doctor would give the same advice. I do not believe that. I do not accept that.
Yeah, that's true.
Because, Greg, I've been to different experts, quote unquote experts of their field, and I've been given different advice before. So, if anyone out there is feeling despondent, let me just say that it's always wise to get a second opinion. Because I've met so many doctors that are bad at their jobs, it's not even funny. It's actually kind of sad. There's a lot of incompetency in this country, Greg, especially in the medical field. There's a reason why a lot of medical errors happen. You ever seen how doctors write on their notepads?
Yes, I do.
And you see my fucking point. How the fuck are you supposed to read that? Somebody can get the wrong shit and die. It's happened before. You want to know what it's called? Malpractice, Greg.
Yeah, that's true.
And doctors get sued and arrested for it. But a lot of them aren't like they used to be. I feel like they're less caring, Greg. They're more into it for the money instead of helping others like they were back in the day.
Right.
I do not trust modern doctors, Greg. The ones that are my age or a little bit older, I do not trust. I miss the doctors that are in their 50s and 60s or even retired right now because I feel like they care, you know? That's the one thing I do like about my dentist, Greg. He's an asshole, but which I respect, and he makes me feel like he cares about my teeth. Not so much me, myself, but my teeth. He's like, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to keep your teeth, blah, blah, blah. Instead of just like, oh, there's always fake teeth.
Right.
You know, like, I feel like he cares, I guess. And, I mean, his assistant is hot as fuck. She's super nice. And she's the one that gave me the advice to quit smoking, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I did her one day, and I'm like, yeah, I quit smoking like 3 days ago. And she's like, stay that way. Quit smoking. Like, it'll help your gums. You'll stop bleeding from your gums. Like, you'll just be really happier with your life. Why don't you tell them about your dentist? Because you said he's that way too, like very caring, and he's not like the others.
Well, I'll tell you, throughout my life, really, I didn't go see a dentist. I actually didn't go see a dentist until I had a bad toothache one time, and this is when I was very young or like preteen, and it was just a regular dentist, and I only saw him once, and then this is when I lived in St. Louis, and then we moved to Chicago. We all decided we should get a dentist, so we found this dental office, and it was one of those groups like you see a lot today, where there's like a bunch of dentists work in one office. And I got paired up with this one dentist, and he was extremely nice. He was very caring. And within about 6 months, maybe, he left the group and went his own practice. Or
And you still go there today.
I still go to him today. And it's just him, and he's got an assistant, but she does just very minimum stuff, but he does all the work. And he's just
Well, it must be one of those old fashioned where he likes to
exactly.
do the work himself.
Yep.
You know, I wish it was still like that.
And he's very caring. He'll take his time and gives you all the knowledge. And if you don't have like insurance or anything, he'll work it out with you. He'll give you
I don't do that anymore either.
no. He'll give you discounts and stuff like that. And again, like you said, you don't see that. Yeah.
I know you're just gonna say that you can't lie.
No, I know. Or if he retires.
How old is he now? He has to be at least in his 60s.
Yeah, he's actually in his mid to late 60s, I believe. But I think he said he's going to stay there as long as he can.
Oh my god, that's awesome. He also probably makes a lot of money.
Probably. But no, he's a great dentist. I don't think I would trade him in the world. I mean, he's been really nice to me and my family. And like I said, there was one time I went to him and had to get my wisdom teeth, and it was like you walked in there and he gave you the Novocaine, but he doesn't like pull it, push it in, and then you're out. He takes his time doing to make sure, and he says, "Are you okay? If it hurts, just let me know. We'll stop." And he checks up on you, and then after you get the wisdom teeth, he'll call you and make sure you're doing okay. And yeah, you don't see a dentist like that anymore.
No, because my dentist doesn't give two fucks. Like, when I'm in the office, he'll make it seem like he knows what he's doing and that he cares. But then after that, he doesn't give a shit, and you have to reach out to him.
Right.
Like, they don't schedule stuff with me, I have to schedule stuff with them, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I've never been to a dentist like that. Because my dentist before that, Greg, my dentist before that cared. Like, she retired, like she was old.
Okay.
And she always, like, checked up on me, and, I actually skipped my last meeting with that dentist. Because if you recall, I went to Tennessee, like, I kind of regret it, but, when I saw her, she cared and she was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know who is there now, but I wouldn't trust them like I trust my doctors now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust them at all. I don't trust the dentist now, honestly, but I had no choice.
Yeah, and like you said, it's hard to find a good dentist, even a good doctor anymore.
Well, yeah, a lot of them are incompetent, right?
And my doctor's the same way. She came out of a group and then she went into her own office, and she's pretty much the same thing as my dentist. And again, you can't find that.
No, because I don't know. It just seems like the generations just aren't what they used to be. I mean, I feel like they're more aware of problems like racism, and there's positives because, even though we talk about the good old times, like, it wasn't good for all.
Right.
And I feel like we should mention that. We're not being woke. We're just mentioning that a lot of people seem to forget racism in this society or trying to make it seem like it was always good, but it was not. I just wanted to point that out.
Right.
All right, keep talking. I gotta deliver this.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, my doctor is the same way. Like I said, she started out as a practice or as a group and pulled out, and she has her own thing. And I would not trade her in the world either. Luckily, knock on wood, I haven't had any major problems, and I do my yearly checkups with her and keep up to date, and she keeps up with a good chart of, you know, shots and everything, um, and then tries to get me to get on a good diet and everything, and she always says, if there's anything, and even like my dentist, if there's anything you need, give me a call. My office is open to you and even to her patients, and it's just like they.
Is she hot or is she old?
No, she's older.
Oh.
Um, she's about the same age as my dentist, probably. And
Like, doctors are kind of becoming hotter, so,
yeah, but I think what's just nice is they give you their openness, like, come to me if you need help.
like, you gotta do like 2 months out.
Yeah.
I can't do that, guys. I can't do that.
Oh, I know. I've been to doctors like that before where it's like, oh, we don't have an appointment until like 8 months out. And it's like, really? Come on. And you could be dead before that happens. But yeah, it's different now, and I'm seeing more and more of these groups now, and it was never like that when I was growing up. When I was growing up, it seemed like doctors and dentists had their own practice, and then somehow the groups came in, and now with these groups, you go in and there's like 15 doctors, and you don't even know if you get the same doctor, and I liked it back in the day.
I agree.
They just seemed like they treated you like family. I remember when I was a kid, we had this doctor, and he was an older fella and really good doctor, and he would just treat you like family. And, when you're a kid, it's like they give you, I don't know if they still do, but they give you like a little toy, and they let you play with some of their instruments, or they kind of teach you, you know, oh, this is what this does, this is what that does, and
I vaguely remember that. Vaguely.
yeah, it's so different now. They don't even tell you what they're how they're gonna do things, and
I agree. I agree. It's not what it once was.
yeah. And before you know it, it's like, nowadays it's like your checkups are like 30 minutes. Back then it was like over an hour because you just sit out. Okay, the procedures or your checkup is done. Then they just sit down and talk with you. Oh, how's the family? How's this? How's that?
Now they don't give a shit.
No, it's like rush in, do their thing, get the heck out of my office.
I do miss when I was a kid because I feel like they cared more.
Yeah.
They definitely did care more. I don't know if they were as I don't like they didn't have that technology, so I can't see if they were. I feel like they were more intelligent because they didn't have like the computers and all this shit back then to graduate. But I don't know if you can say they're as wise because they don't have the same technology. There's different. There's flips to each side. I feel like there's good things and bad things about each side. But
Yeah.
I also noticed you gotta wait longer today, and they also got longer waiting periods to get checked in.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I don't like that. I feel like that's stupid.
No, I think that's stupid too. It's like, oh, I got a sprained ankle. Oh, I'm sorry. The doctors are booked up. Can you wait like a month? And it's like, what? Back then, you could get in within less than 24 hours.
Bro, a customer gave me an umbrella.
Oh, really?
consider it a gift, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Oh, that's nice.
Listen, I feel like you would love some of these customers, right? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I haven't used an umbrella since I was a little kid, Greg. Because I would jump out in the storm, you know, as a guy, you know, just jump out the rain. Like, who cares? But it made the difference. Like, I just delivered the last few with the umbrella, and it's nice because, you know, I washed my clothes this morning and they were still kind of wet when I put them on, and like, I'm like, I really don't want to get wet today. And, well, you know, today it's pretty good, man.
Hey, that's good.
It's not too bad of a day. Like, I only got one pickup today, so you know what? I'm feeling pretty fucking spiky and goofy and great. Yeah. I feel good, Greg.
That's good.
You know, did you see? I don't know how much you use YouTube, but Joe Biden recently released his new campaign video.
No, I have not seen that yet.
His campaign thing is like, let's finish this. And a lot of the comments were dislikes, and they're like, oh, what do you mean, finish America? Like, a lot of people are clowning him, and it's funny as fuck. I'm surprised they even blocked the comments.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
It's making me laugh. I'm like, how can this be allowed? You know?
Yeah. Wow.
But you know what, guys? I am happy today, and that means a lot.
Oh, that's good.
You know, your happiness should mean more to you too, Chris.
Actually, I am. I really am.
Why, right?
Because I'm thinking differently than what I used to. I'm putting more of a positive image in myself. I set my goals now. I never did that. I'm accomplishing some of my goals. What's that?
I said, are you going to give me some credit?
Yeah, actually, I do give you a lot of credit because you helped me considerably.
I hope so, because I did those speeches for a lot.
And even to this day, I will tell you, those speeches that you have done mean a lot, and I actually go go back and replay some of those.
Wait, you record our videos? I mean, my talks?
Yes.
Alright, can you, like, repeat that so it doesn't sound as creepy?
No, all the videos that you have done, you know, your
Oh,
personal.
you're talking about the videos. I thought you were talking about, like, our normal, like,
Oh,
video
no,
calls.
no.
I'm like, I wouldn't be too creeped out if you would just tell me, like, I don't care if you record them, like, but the way you said it, I'm like, you do what now?
No, I was talking about the videos you do on the channel.
Like, you not realize what kind of fucked up shit we said and how much trouble we can get in?
Yeah, I know. No, I meant the ones on the channel.
You know, I really wish that one video where I was talking about my depression and the episodes that I used to get. I wish that video was kept because that's the video. I'm surprised you never kept that video.
I know.
Because that's what made us start talking like 3 years ago. That's what surprised me. I'm like, I'm surprised you never did that, Greg.
Well, at the time, I didn't think about saving the videos until we were talking about it from, you know, the first channel. And that's when I started going after them. And I was just grabbing as I could. And it still makes me upset because I didn't finish it.
Yeah, me too. But you know what, Greg? It is what it is. I mean, if I ever why they require squeaky clean, where you can't have videos of you saying, hey, fuck you, Joe Biden, or hey, fuck this bitch, she's an asshole. Like, if you can't have any of that unprofessional shit, or like you can't have a podcast where you can say whatever the fuck you want, then I'll delete them.
Right.
You have them for your own entertainment or whatever you want to do, but I'll delete them and we'll be better for it, and we won't have anything embarrassing or incriminating online.
Right.
And this time, Greg, we'll keep the Kaylee videos up, and you know what we'll do?
What's that?
We'll just rename the channel Kaylee Elise, and we'll just use our second channel. Like, we will abandon this account because we already got all the Kaylee. There's nothing left to upload. We will abandon this account because you already got all the videos, and we deleted them because we got that special job.
Yeah.
And we'll just use our second channel, which has our writings, and we'll just be professional YouTubers now.
Yeah.
That's what it will be. That's what I was thinking, right?
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
And you know what? Maybe people will subscribe a lot to that channel. Who knows? I don't know the future, but what I do know is that I want to be happy and have the conversations that I'm having while I'm still alive. Because to me, that's the only conversation that is worth having. You can't talk to a dead person, and there's a lot of regrets left while still alive. I'd rather have those talks while I still can. Because I don't believe in an afterlife, and it wouldn't be the same.
Right. No, I totally agree with you on that.
Now, anything else that can be fixed? Well, I don't know. I can't really think of any other issues I'd want to actually even focus on. Like, I don't plan on having kids or a wife, and I'm not gonna pretend like I'm some swab or I'm even good looking. I know people say, oh, it's all in the personality and that's what girls truly want. But to me, that's not realistic. I know we've been holding it off as a conversation piece for different types of videos, and maybe they'll call us misogynistic, but let's call a spade a spade, Greg. Like, girls control the market value.
Right.
They control the sex. Like, they're the gatekeepers of sex. And if you don't fit a certain stereotype or a certain type in general, like if they don't like you, you're going to have to settle with the barest and the lowest of the low, like the land whales, the single mothers, and the drug addicts who don't care about themselves. You won't get an average girl or even a decent girl because most dudes are average.
Right.
And I know people don't want to hear that, but I see it all day. You don't see hot girls with average dudes or even ugly dudes. I know they say, oh, you do, but it's so fucking rare, Greg. Girls aren't what they used to be where they went for average guys back in the day. Now, maybe it's the loud minority, but it just seems like girls are getting worse and worse. You need to have more, and they bring nothing to the table, but you got to bring everything to the table. It makes dating not worth it because you know you're not going to get any attention besides the shittiest of the shit. Girls you couldn't be paid to touch, Greg.
Oh, I know.
And I'm not talking about the hottest of the hottest. I don't want a super hot girl. I just want an average girl that's not 500 pounds and has blue fucking hair. And I don't care if this offends you guys. Like, I'm not attracted to fat girls. I've always said that. I've been made fun of on Facebook for it, and that's fine. But I'm always honest with what I like. I like skinnier girls. Hang on, I need to make this delivery. Hang on.
Okay.
Over here, good stuff. What is up, good stuff? 612. Words. Wait, I got one more pizza. There's the Gatorade. There's Mountain Dew. And if you smoke free coffees, quit smoking. I know. I'm 26. I just quit smoking in February. Nice. February 27th. That's really huge. I do. Yeah. But then, like, New York crushed me, and I don't have that. I feel better body wise, but like just the weather in like New York and the way they run things, it just makes me not want to do it. Have a good day, brother.
Yeah. And you don't see that very often.
No, because people are getting more and more miserable, and it's now all competition, Greg. Now there's a lot of people can't accept or every job that is worth more than average, they want a lot for, and this goes for more than average girls. They want everything, but they bring nothing to the table. And these jobs, they want you to have experience, but how you can't get experience if you can't get that job? And they want you to have a degree, but most of the time the degree seems fucking worthless. Or like it don't matter. And it just matters who you know, not what you know.
Yeah, and the big thing to me with jobs is we're lacking is what is called common sense. And people don't have that anymore.
Like you're missing that even bigger picture. You're forgetting about affirmative action.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Not who gets the job is best for the job. It's now, oh, what color is your skin? Do you have a vagina? Are you a minority? Are you a Jew? Are you Muslim? It's not what's best or who's best for the job. It's how can we look faster? They got to fill a quota.
Yeah.
That's how Kamala Harris got the vice president's spot. Not because she deserved it. She's done fucking nothing. She's a fucking moron. She sucked her way up to the job. And by that, I mean she sucked her boss's dicks. She did it in the DA's office, and she probably did the Biden too. I mean, I hope not, because that's fucking disgusting, but still.
Yeah.
She did nothing that was worth accomplishing. What has she done the last 4 years, right?
Nothing.
Exactly, bro. Nothing. She fucked over the crisis at the border. She's done nothing. Joe Biden's done nothing. He killed 11,000 jobs in his first day in office, but nobody seems to care because they realize America's fucked. And only the blue retards that are afraid of DeSantis or Donald Trump, those are the retards that are going to vote for them. They're like, oh, anyone's better than Orange Man, even though Joe Biden is fucking America.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll still blame it on Trump. Oh, all the shitty things that are happening now, oh, they're just leftovers from Trump's presidency. It just takes time to get to them. I'm like, really? Is that how it is? Is that really what's happening?
I know.
But I just don't think so. Not in my mind. But life is just gonna be what it is, my friend.
Yeah.
I mean, Donald Trump, when you go to his YouTube channel and his ads, you see him talking about homelessness and the drug problem and cleaning up our cities, especially since a lot of them are fucking Democratic cities, like San Francisco and New York City and Boston. You know, like he talks about helping people. He's talking about inflation, gas prices, groceries, and Joe Biden's talking about like, oh, we've made all these changes and we're getting closer to getting rid of racism and all this bullshit. When he's done fucking nothing. Nothing. And he keeps letting these illegal immigrants in. It's all horseshit.
Yeah.
The DA in New York is going after Trump because he's trying to make his career. He's letting these retards out on bail reform, and they're the real danger, but he's trying to go after a former president who's done nothing wrong, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah.
Not to the level that they're trying to say he did. So he fucked a porn star and paid her off. Why is that fucking big? Like, who the fuck cares, dude?
I know.
But they're making it a big fucking deal. Like, oh, he fucked a porn star. So did Tiger Woods. You don't see anybody bitching about it anymore. But they're trying everything to give Joe Biden the fucking lead. Like, Trump has to fight through so much bullshit, right? It's honestly amazing. I've never seen anything like it the last 8 years of my life. They've tried everything to fight, to kill, to get rid of this guy, and he won't go away. Right. Trump is getting hell. They keep trying to get rid of him. Like, it's fucking amazing.
Oh, I know.
But he lied about his family, called him a racist, saying Orange Man bad, he's sexist. Like, Greg, they've literally tried every tactic in the book. Oh, he tried overthrowing the president, even though he was the president. Like, it's fucking amazing, man, the bullshit he has to deal with. His ads and the way he's changed is so much clearer and so much better than Joe Biden. It's not even fucking funny. And I still don't believe that Joe Biden got 80 million votes. I don't believe that. And if he did, I hope those 80 million people feel fucking stupid. And you know what? I'm glad they don't push COVID on us anymore. Where'd that go, Greg?
I know.
Where the fuck did that go? Huh? It was obviously real. People died from it. But why are all these healthy people dying from heart disease and all this shit that's going on, huh?
Yeah.
Especially these celebrities. They're young, right? You want to know why? It's from those shots.
Yeah.
And you got those shots. So if you drop one day, Greg, you're going to fucking know why.
Yeah.
Please tell me you didn't get the double shot.
No.
You didn't get the double jab, did you? Because I heard that's what is the killer.
No.
I never got the jab, Greg, not at all. Because I said, fuck that, I'm not getting it. And you know what, Greg? I feel fucking amazing. I'm not getting it. They can eat my ass. They're like, oh, you need this to go to the gym. All right, I won't go to that gym. You need this to get this amazing job. Okay, I'll go back to facts. I'm not working a job that's going to force me to choose my health. Like, fuck you. I'm not doing it.
Right.
And I did it. Greg, I did it. I didn't give up my values. And you know what? I'm not going to go to a job that will make me choose my values. You think?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I refuse. That's what I refuse. I refuse to go to a job that does that. I refuse to live in a society that does that. You know what? I'm glad New York stopped doing that shit because they learned people aren't doing it. And you know what? What about all those health officials that quit during COVID because they were either overrun or they didn't want to do it, or the military?
Yeah, that's true.
It was un-American. like saying, "Oh, we hope those people that don't get the shot die." Remember that?
Yeah.
I remember that. Patrick's Farm remembers that. Where's that now, Greg? Nobody talks about it. Everybody forgot. You want to know why?
Why?
Because we're a reactive nation, Greg.
Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true.
They don't give a shit anymore because the media don't talk about it anymore. So they don't care. It's like, oh, we might have said that in the past, but, those stupid Republicans aren't dropping like we thought they would. So maybe they had a point, but it's time for us to move on. We're a nation. We should come together. It's like, go fuck yourself. Like, remember that guy that in John Wick 4, the tall black guy?
Yeah.
That died of heart disease even though he was only 60 years old?
Yeah.
How do you know that wasn't from the COVID shot?
Yeah, I definitely agree on that because we don't.
Like, there's been multiple cases of people dying from the COVID shot, but they don't make it, like the news like that.
Right.
They don't like news like that, Greg. Why would they? Because it would defeat the purpose, Greg. That's not popular to say, Greg. That's not popular to think. But I don't want to be anybody's puppet, Greg. I don't want to be the right's puppet, and I don't want to be the left's puppet. But the left just makes it really easy to say stupid shit about them.
Oh, I know.
That's not to say the right isn't stupid. Like, what the fuck is up with DeSantis trying to battle Disney over, like, wokeism? What the fuck is that?
I know. I can't figure that out.
I just can't stand the guy.
I can't either.
Florida. Well, actually, let me change that back. That was Jeb Bush that ruined Florida, and then DeSantis made it worse.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I can't stand about him, Greg, he's trying to change, like, critical race theory. It's not a race theory like I once thought it was. I mean, are they making it worse than it is to fuck with white people? Probably, but he doesn't want in school them to talk about slavery or what happened to the Native Americans, shit like that.
Right.
He would want the Bible to come back to propagandize kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck that, Greg. That's not right. That's not cool. Or how he wants to kill off transgenderism, which I don't like it either, but they're still human beings. You can't get rid of their rights. That's fucked up. And he wants to get rid of wokeism and keep the guns and, like, make Christians, like, out to be victims when they're a majority. You can't be a victim that way. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, they've been in power for over 2,000 years. They're not fucking victims, I promise you. At least not in the way they think they are. That's like saying Catholics are being persecuted. It's like, by who? Maybe you could say China, but they persecute everybody.
Right.
They're doing it to the Muslims too. Just to let you know.
Oh yeah.
So Christians and other Chinese aren't special in that way. But nobody cares because it's China. They only care if it's a Western nation. They have a Holocaust over there, but nobody gives a shit. They have concentration camps. Nobody cares. Because it's not white people doing it.
Right.
It's not a white man doing it.
Delivery instructions, customer. Back door, porch, please place in front of patio door.
My least favorite president of all time, and I think he's a total scumbag. Maybe you would be shocked, but in my opinion, one of the biggest scumbags in American history, FDR. That's right, Greg. I said what I said.
Oh, okay.
You don't seem shocked.
No, I don't, because I agree. That's one of my least ones.
You know, before we get back onto, let me just interrupt real quick.
Okay.
The reason why I say I'd rather be alone the rest of my life, I mean, not wanting kids makes it easier. We'll get back to that presidential thing. But the reason why I brought up that dating shit earlier is because more and more girls are becoming fat. And they're trying to make it sound like being skinny is impossible, or it's, they say it's not realistic. Is that what they say nowadays?
I think so, yeah.
Remember, they're like, oh, that's not realistic. A girl that can actually see her knees and suck a good dick, that's not realistic. It's like, what? They say porn star bodies or models aren't realistic, and it's all photoshopped. It's like, no. I've seen girls that look like that in real life, and they're not famous. That shit is realistic. You can't tell me it's not. I see girls like that at the gym all the fucking time. It's because you're fat and you're fucking lazy, that's why. And I'm not even saying, Greg, I don't even think I deserve a girl like that. But you can't tell me it's not realistic. And you know what? A lot of these dudes are miserable because they have to go for a fat chick because they would rather date a fat chick than be lonely. And they simp for all the hot girls, and the hot girls don't have to do anything. They don't have to work hard. This society's fucked up, and I want nothing to do with it. So, Greg, I'd rather be by myself and just work on myself.
Right.
Because if you already know where you stand and what you can't get, what's the point of even trying in that aspect?
Yeah.
You know, like Oreo Man, like Greg, maybe if we get more attractive and we can lose our jaws and we can, like, you know what I'm saying, become better people, maybe then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe then we'll try and go on a double date or something or whatever we can find, but Greg, I'd rather be single the rest of my life than to lower my standards to that. The bottom of the barrel. I'm not fucking doing it. Another dude's kid. Because what if, like, he comes around and asserts the authority that I could have? The kid's always going to come first. It's not the kid's fault. He needs love, or she needs love. But you're going to have no authority in your own fucking house. Or what if the mother always sticks up for them? Or what if you get falsely accused by one of the kids because they hate you and they want daddy back? You may think that's unlikely, but Greg, I've seen stories about that too.
Yeah.
I've read stories, I've seen it in real life. It fucking happens. It happens biologically too. Because one parent hated the other. And then they realize when they gotta do an examination, it's too fucking late. And they just traumatize their kid for nothing. Because they wanted to be a petty bitch or an asshole. I just am not fighting for someone about a kid. I'm not doing it. Because I just feel like if some girl tried walking out and taking my kid, I just feel like I would go to jail. It's her kid too. I can't deny that, but I'm not the one taking the kid away or stealing the kid. Like, I already know I'd probably put my hands on her and throw her outside of the house physically and say, go get your buddies with guns. I don't care. For now, you're not taking my kid anywhere. I'd rather fucking die. Come get them with guns. You're not taking my kid. Fuck you. I'm sick of girls being able to do that, but if a guy does it, he gets a kidnapping charge and a trip to prison. Fuck that. Do you understand?
Yep, I definitely do, and you're on the right track.
Well, I've seen guys do that too.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out for the girl. It also depends on. See, a lot of dudes aren't willing to put up that fight because they don't care enough. But occasionally, a girl will run into a dude that cares enough, and she'll be shocked. She's like, "You're actually putting up a fight?" It's like, yeah. You know, not every dude's a scumbag that doesn't care about his kid.
Right.
Like some dudes actually care and would rather die than see you take their child. I just feel like I would be one of those people, Greg. Like, why would I allow that to happen?
Oh, I know. And you shouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. I can't see that happening. Like, no, I'm sorry, man, but you're gonna have to go somewhere else. This is my child. Like, if you want to leave, you can. But they live here and they go to this school. Like, you can go. See ya. Bye. No. I would just have to find it very hard to accept that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Unless, like, she got her buddies in blue to come get the kid, like, with guns, and then what am I going to do against cops? You know?
Right.
You know, Greg, like, there's not much I can do, and even though the girl would probably smirk over my grave, but, you know, some dudes are better than me. They'll just grit their teeth and be happy, never say a wrong thing about the girl. Greg, I would be petty. I would tell the kid, even from a young age, everything wrong their mother did. Their mother may love them, but not enough to get rid of a way to get back at me. I'll just tell them the truth. And you know what, Greg? I'm thankful. That's one of the things my dad did with me. He didn't hide and say, "Oh, your mother's a nice person. Sorry she didn't come this time. She was busy." He'd be like, "No, she just didn't want to come." Like, he would tell me the truth. Like, he didn't want to word it like that, but he would rather us as grown-ass men someday make our own decisions and actually be honest. He didn't want to lie.
Right.
And you know what, Greg? I'm thankful he did that. Did I always understand? No,
No.
I didn't understand until I was about a teenager, but I was still extremely thankful. But, you know, getting back on the president, list, FDR did a lot of great things while in office, but he was pretty much looking for any excuse to get us in the war when we didn't need to be in it. If Pearl Harbor never happened, we would have never got in because America at that time wanted peace and they didn't want to fight. They didn't want to be in any war. It wasn't our fight.
Right.
Hitler wasn't going to invade America. He wasn't that stupid. And he didn't think that we would put up a fight for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He thought we would be like, fuck everybody else, we're America, he's not going to attack us, fuck him. But you know how American is, they got to get in every war.
Oh, I know.
What else, Greg? What else was I going to say? Oh, yes. Fucking FDR also put the Japanese citizens in internment camps and never apologized after the war. And he never gave them back their lands. Right, it took until the 1990s for them Presidential Medal of Freedom, and it took, I think, like, they never got any of their land back. I think he was only able to give them a few thousand each, like 40,000 each. We're the richest government on earth. That's all we could give them. It took us so long to do that.
Oh, I know.
And you know what the sad part is, Greg?
What's that?
A lot of them were dead by then. We weren't able to get to a lot of them. I think most of them were actually dead by that point. So I don't like anybody praising that scumbag piece of shit. I don't like him, and he also cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
And he had a mistress living with him, and he married his cousin. I know that's less controversial, but they were cousins. That's fucking nasty. Although I'm not ashamed to say that I think Mrs. Roosevelt was an amazing person. And she did a lot. I think she was one of our best first ladies, relatively. But my favorite first lady is Mrs. Abigail Adams, the second first lady.
Oh, okay.
She was called Madam President because she helped her husband, John Adams, out so much. And they raised another good son, John Quincy Adams. He was smart too. And interesting fact, John Quincy Adams, his wife, was born in England.
Okay.
So she was the first non-American to be the first lady. You know, despite whatever jokes they make about Melania.
Right.
You know, I never had a problem with Melania Trump. Like, she didn't do much, but she wasn't a bitch or outspoken like some of the other first ladies were. Like, she didn't really do anything wrong. I never really got the hate for her. Like, her biggest crime was once being in a nude poster, I guess. Not like a lot of other ladies. It's weird. They'll criticize Melania Trump for once being a model, like a naked model. But if somebody else does it, they're like, that's your right, girl. Like, yes, girl power.
Yeah.
I don't understand the fucking logic. You'll hate on one girl just because who she's married to. But you'll talk shit about another.
Right.
Or say good things about another. It's disgusting. I mean, do I even like Melania? No, I think she's fake. She didn't want to be first lady. She wanted nothing to do with it. But she's not unintelligent. She can speak multiple languages. Like, I don't get what the hype is. I think Donald could have found a lot better. But good for her. She made a good life for her and any offspring she had. Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she became fucking first lady, right? It's still something. Good for her.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think Melania is one of the worst first ladies. She didn't do anything controversial, you know?
No, she tried to stay out of things, and what I liked about her is she really took care of her son and kept him out of the spotlight.
And she rebuilt the fucking White House, like the art and shit. Like,
Yeah.
she did nothing wrong. Like, I don't get the hate.
No,
I
I don't.
Voice, no, but I think she's a good mother, and she seems like a decent wife. I don't know. She seemed like a decent first lady. I think she speaks like 4 languages. If you're gonna call her dumb, make sure you can speak other languages too. You dumb and cultured fuck. My least favorite first lady. I don't like Michelle Obama. I really don't. She's educated. She's very intelligent. She's a very shrewd businesswoman. I can admit all that. She's very intelligent. I never said she wasn't. She's educated, been married to the same man for over 30 years, best-selling author. My dislike for her stems from how much she fucked up the school lunches. I know that seems petty, but Greg, you gotta remember, she came in when I was only 12 years old. And for the next 6 years, I had to have fucked up lunches.
Yeah, I was wondering how that went.
It fucking sucked.
Because I know it would.
Besides that, listen, the thing I don't like about Michelle Obama, she seems like pretentious, like she's better than you.
Mhm.
Or she wants you to bow down, or she thinks she's better than some other people. That's all I'm going to say. I'll leave it at that. Kind of like Hillary, she seems fake. Like she's better than now.
Yeah.
Like she thinks she's more intelligent or achieved more. Even though a lot of her success depended on who she fucked. Because who was she before Obama? Nobody.
Yeah.
Who was she under Obama? Well, she was married to a law professor, a senator, and the president of the United States.
Right.
And a best-selling author, too. Obama, Greg, despite everything, I think he tried to make America better in his own way. And he did a lot better than Joe Biden did.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
Greg, I don't think Obama is behind Joe Biden's presidency. I've had some right-wingers that I know personally say to me they think that Joe Biden is so confident that Obama has to be behind it, like make the decisions. Because Biden is too stupid. And I'm like, no. Obama, no matter if he hated America or not, would not make the stupid decisions that Joe has made. I don't think Obama's that dumb, and I don't think his pride or arrogance would let him do that.
Right.
Because you gotta remember, Obama, even when he was in Harvard, his peers, Greg, his peers said he was like beyond, like the others, like he was different.
Yeah.
And you know what they mean when they say that about people, like he's super intelligent. Do you really think a man as smart and as talented and who has achieved as much as he has would do what Joe has? Do you think his ego or his worth would let him do that?
No.
Not a fucking chance. I'm not buying it, Greg. I don't buy that. I don't think it's true. I think some right-wingers are too far right and they're fucking stupid, but that's just me. I can't buy it, Greg. I don't buy it. I don't think it's true. It's not true. But Greg, they don't want to know that. They don't want to learn, you know?
Oh, I agree.
That's why I stopped being right-wing. They don't care to learn the truth. They'll learn what they want to learn, and it's a lot of conspiracies, unfortunately. Now, do I think Trump should have won? Yes. Do I think he tried to overthrow the Capitol? No. That's why he was never charged, because they couldn't find anything. They just dislike him because he's an asshole. Trump is what he is, you know. There's not much I can say. He just is what he is. But I feel like he's the only person that can really make this country better and save us in a better position. I don't think anybody else in this country or the world can do that. Because, Greg, he had us on a plan. He had us in a good space before COVID. The lowest unemployment for blacks and Hispanics in history. Like, jobs were booming. Like, Greg, he had this country on lock. Like, listen, maybe it sounds like I'm sucking his dick, but I truly believe it was the best time in American history. Maybe not politically, but for me, Greg, I was making a lot of money at the time. Gas was low, food was cheap, It was a great fucking time, Greg. I'm talking about like 2019. Before
Oh,
COVID,
yeah.
2019 was amazing. That is what I'm saying, Greg. I think it was an amazing time.
Yeah.
And then ever since Joe Biden became president, everything's gone downhill. Everything's been shit. You know?
Oh, I know.
It's all been shit. I don't see him as an 80-year-old man going campaigning. I don't see it. I think what he's relying on is, hey, we all beat Trump. We can do it again. Let's hate on Orange Man. And, Greg, to be honest, not many people are going to vote for DeSantis because they view him worse than Trump. They think he's a little Napoleon, like George McClellan back in the 1860s. Because DeSantis has an ego, but he's just the worst choice for a Republican.
Yeah. And I think people are afraid, what he's doing in Florida. What can he do around the country?
Right. He is the governor of Florida. He's supposed to be protecting Florida citizens. Why the fuck is he going after one of the biggest companies in the world?
I know.
Especially the one that makes a lot of money for Florida. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You don't like that they pander to minorities? Well, that's too fucking bad. I know you wish it was like the 1960s where you can kick all the black people out and keep it white and Christian and upper class, but you can't fucking do that anymore. And that's fucking disgusting. I don't like DeSantis. I think he's a piece of shit.
Oh, I definitely do too.
He gave you guns. Who gives a fuck, right? Do you need a gun to be happy?
No.
Do you really fucking care to? Well, I mean, I do care to have a gun, but in New York or Illinois, you get used to not having one. Most of the time, you don't need one. Why do you want one? Why do you need one? Outside of certain circumstances, like, what's the point? Who cares? You
Right.
know? But down there, he's like, oh, you're not coming after our guns. Like, everybody needs a gun. It's like, do they really, though? What about stand your ground law? How did that work out for Trayvon Martin, Greg?
I know.
Huh?
I know.
He's dead. Didn't work out too fucking well, did it?
No.
How did it work out for George Zimmerman, Greg? You haven't heard from him since because he changed his name and he went into, I think, witness protection.
Yeah.
Florida is fucking socially backwards, Greg, and I want nothing to do with it. Plus all the alligators, fuck that, dude. And it has the most elitist sport of all time, like I said, and like George Carl said. Golfing, Greg, you can do a bunch of shit with that land, but you fill the golf course and say, fuck the homeless. Greg, they hate the poor in Florida. The poor are just too stupid to know that. And they vote for these fucking red retards, man. But, Greg, blue isn't any better because when you're on the other spectrum, you vote for retards like Gavin Newsom.
Right.
Who destroyed California. Like, Greg, California is the worst piece of shit state ever. They have bad cops. Because I heard the CHP is a bunch of cocksuckers. I heard they're pretty bad.
Yeah, that and LAPD.
Well,
I've heard things about them too.
Greg, everybody knew that. They beat up Rodney King. That's not a shock. You know what? To be fair to them, Greg, are we just going to ignore that Rodney King probably deserved that ass beating?
No.
Because don't you recall that he was high on drugs and had a high-speed chase before that?
Right.
So are we going to say that his ass whooping fall out of the sky or they did it because he was black? don't always do it because you're black. Sometimes they do it because you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still wrong to do, but you get my point. It was wrong of them to do so.
Oh, I know. It could have been handled a lot differently.
Of course it had, but it was a black dude high on cocaine that went on a high-speed chase. You're
Yep.
going to beat his ass one way or another. You know, I'm just surprised that George Floyd. Right, you don't find it weird how when there's a Democratic president, none of that Black Lives Matter shit comes out, no Antifa comes out, but when a Republican is president, that's when they all come out.
Yeah, I've
You don't
noticed
find
that.
weird?
Yeah, I've
Because we're
noticed that.
heading back during Joe Biden's presidency, huh?
Right.
You're telling me they stopped killing black people? You're telling me they all love black people now? That's horseshit. It's because they stopped caring, right? You want to know why? Because when it's a Democrat is president, it doesn't make the news. It's not good news because there's no ratings in it. Because they're all the same fucking coin.
Right.
Remember how they tried to prosecute Kyle Rittenhouse, and thank God that judge was Republican or he would have been fucked?
Oh, I know.
And thank God that judge actually had Kyle's back. Where he's like, hey, this, you know what? That prosecutor, Greg, that prosecutor is the reason why the case was mainly lost. Because he was so incompetent. He was so fucking bad. I've never seen a worse lawman in my life. He needs to retire or be fired. I think he was fired. I hope he was.
Yeah, I think he was.
Because he was fucking bad. You know who was good, though? Johnny Depp's lawyer during the defamation suit. She was great. The one that defended him. She was really good.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If you remember her.
Yeah, I watched some of the trial.
I mean, it was all horseshit, but because Johnny Depp admitted everything. He admitted sometimes giving his kids weed, which, I mean, come on, Johnny, that's kind of fucked up, but better him than anybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
He admitted to being a drug user. He did cocaine. He admitted to being a heavy drinker, but he wasn't an abuser. Nobody else ever denied that he was a drinker or a drug user. I think it's pretty fucking obvious he was. But, well, a drinker, that is. But, you know what? Everybody else that he was with defended him, saying that he's not abusive. They said he never put their hands on him. And you know what, Greg? I mean, this dude is frail. Like, have you ever seen Johnny Depp? He's not really a big, strapping young man. This guy is maybe 5'8" tops. Like, this dude is shorter than you and a lot lighter. Like, are we shocked? I don't think he's very abusive.
Right.
Greg, I feel like you could just punch him in the face and he'd be done. Do you feel like Johnny Depp could beat you in a fight?
Probably not.
Greg, you gotta be more confident than that. Let's repeat that. Do you think Johnny Depp could beat you in a fight?
No.
There you go. It's like saying, hey, do you think Michael Jackson could have beat you in a fight? No. That dude was amazing, but he was not a fighter. That dude would have got his fucking ass beat. No matter how talented he was not that dude. Eddie Turner, on the other hand, yeah, he was that guy. But
Yeah.
he beat women, so fuck him. How you gonna beat Tina Turner? Come on, dude.
I know.
about dudes that are defending themselves for that snap when women abuse them. I'm talking about when it happens out of nowhere. It's a good woman, and he's just an abusive asshole. That's what I'm talking about, you know? That's what I'm talking about. You know?
Yep.
Like, I don't get that shit, you know? I don't get that shit, Greg. You know? I just, you should never put your, you know, I don't want to say never because although the media doesn't like it and others don't like it, I think men should have the right to defend themselves. And for some reason, when women attack them, they really can't defend themselves, it seems. I mean, I'm starting to see dudes not give a fuck, and they're like, all right, take me to jail. But I defended myself. But I don't know. If I ever got falsely accused of something, Greg, it would be hard, especially if my reputation was ruined, or like I now had a record for it and I can't get a good job anymore and my life's ruined. I think I would take revenge. Especially if she, like most women that do a falsely accused, especially if nothing happens to them. They get away with it.
Right.
You can't get any money back. You can't get anything back. You're ruined forever. Well, that's not good enough for me, Greg. I think I would get revenge. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying for me personally. Okay. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Here it is. Here it is. No, ma'am. Of course not. You know, I'm just surprised that more dudes haven't taken revenge. Because it's like your life's already ruined. Like, what else do you have? Well, just a lot of guys are better than me, I guess. And I've never been afraid to admit when I thought someone was a better person than me.
Right. I can see that.
Greg, there's just a lot more forgiving people than me out there. And you know what? I admit that. It would be hard for me from the bottom of my heart not to take revenge or try to ruin the person that ruined me. Especially if they laugh about it and they get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if people still believe that I did it even if I was proved innocent. Your name is nothing now. Especially if I was put on a registry, Greg, I think I would destroy them. Because I'm petty.
Yeah.
I know that I wouldn't be able to let it go. Even if I would get killed by the police or whatever, I would have to get my revenge, Greg. And maybe that makes me not a good person, but being good is overrated when your life's ruined and you have nothing left. Because remember, Greg, they say when a man has nothing left, that's when he's at his most dangerous.
Right.
And you know what, Greg? They're right when they say the best feeling in the world is revenge. Cold. A dish served that's cold. I would feel good, Greg. Would I feel regret? Yeah, that I had to do that. Yeah. I don't know what I would do. I just feel like it wouldn't be pretty. That's all.
Oh, I know. It's
raining hard here. I don't know if you can hear it.
I can barely hear it. We have light rain here too. Well, not heavy, but just light.
No, it's coming down. It's not light at all.
Yeah, I could hear it.
But you know the fucked up part is it's like sunny out. It's like sunny and blue out.
Oh, that's weird.
But you know the truck gets to wash, so I don't care. But you know what, Greg? I just can't wait to fucking play more of the Switch. Like I had a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a lot of fun with that thing.
Well, I'm just glad you found something that'll keep you busy.
I know, man. I'm just glad. You know, I'm not gonna say that. I got like I got like 20 something stops left.
Hey, that's not bad.
No, you know, I'm surprised more of these swaps don't overfill.
Yeah.
You know what's sad? Have you ever seen an abandoned bridge?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever thought that some of these bridges could still be in use and they were just too lazy to fix it?
Yeah, actually, I have, and I think I like some of those bridges the way they're built.
Yeah, me too. Like, there's one in Fort Barn where my grandma lives that they used to use a snowplow, like a smaller bridge. A snowplow tried going on it, but it broke underneath the snowplow, and the snowplow went in the river.
Oh, geez.
The guy from I'll show you the next time you're here. You just have to remind me.
Okay.
And I don't know why it's closed down. Like at least to some businesses, it'd be cool if I don't know why it's closed. Like some of these routes, I don't know why they're closed. It's weird. It just makes me feel like the county or whoever owned that piece just didn't care. You know?
Yeah, I didn't care, and they don't have the funds to fix it.
Or they just don't give a shit and like they're like, there's other ways around it. It's so small.
Yeah.
You know, like I just don't care. That's their attitude. You know, like it's weird. It's very weird. It's very very weird.
Oh, I know.
In my opinion, you know, just oh, I get to see Brownie. Hopefully the dog's there.
Oh.
It's that fat brown dog.
Yeah, I remember you talking about him.
That fat brown bastard. I fucking love that dog. That dog's adorable. Guys, dogs like make the world go round. Dogs are too good for us. Because some people just treat dogs like shit, always keeping them on a leash or hitting them, and they're like, oh, I'm just disciplining it. It's like, no, you're beating the shit out of it. It should beat the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
See how you like it. Hello! Alright, let's see. Where is... Here it is. It's this giant rug.
That's right front door done.
Hello, is Brownie here? Yeah, Brownie! Oh, you're so cute. You want some Howard? Giant rugs. I thought it'd be good. Have a good day, sir. Oh my god, I love that dog. He's a fat, brown Labrador.
Oh, okay.
Like all brown. Like all brown.
Okay.
Not dark brown though, but like light brown. He's cute. He has like a blue collar with like white lines around it on the inside, like the middle. It's very cute. You'll have to do a ride along with me someday. I'd like for you to meet his dogs.
Yeah, I would love that.
And it's gonna be a weird day when I don't do this anymore.
I know.
It might feel because, Greg, I want to get away from this, but remember when I thought I was done in Tennessee? It was kind of sad. I was happy, but it was kind of sad. And then, when I had to quit last November,
Right.
I was sad, I was just deeply sad, I guess. But, hey, it's okay. Everything's going to be fine, right? Because I can smile and I can see that my future can still be bright, and so can any one of you. You can still be loved.
Yes, and that is true.
I just want to say personally, I don't know how Greg feels, but personally for me, if anyone does commit suicide, I don't advocate for it, but I just want to say that I understand. Maybe you're in pain and you feel like nobody understands you, and maybe you're right when you say it doesn't get better, because for some, Greg, no matter what you think, for some people don't have someone like you or me in their life. They have nothing. They're nobody. Or they're so fucked up that nothing can be done. And maybe it's better off if they just go.
Mm-hmm.
I used to call those people cowards, but I try not to do that anymore. I was just raised, to live life strong, and never give up. Don't commit suicide. That's cowardly. You pass on the pain to other people, and you get to escape with nothing. But you pass on all that hatred and hurt and anger and questions and depression on to other people who could kill themselves. Maybe they feel you were their everything, and now you're indirectly responsible for their death. Maybe some people don't do it for that reason too. There's a lot of reasons why someone may or may not kill themselves, guys.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Back when I used to use Suicide Watch and I used to read suicidal quotes or suicide quotes, I did it, for my writing, which you knew about, but I also did it, when I wanted to kill myself. And I just decided that living, no matter its hardships or no matter what I go through, living for me is brighter and gives me more happiness than an unseen void. Death. I won't know I'm dead, I like breathing. I like experiencing the sun. I like seeing flowers. I like petting dogs. My life sucks dick. I recognize that, but I still love smiling. I still love saying hello to other people and being polite and being a kind and great and generous fucking person. I'm always donating to charity, I just want to help others anytime that I can. That's the way I live my life. When I was smoking, it extinguished. Let me just say before I start on a tirade, smoking for me did help me escape reality. But that was all it did. It made me not want to focus and fix my problems. It made me just ignore everything and just say, hey, who cares? Like, I can just smoke my problems away. It made me lazy. It made me give up on a lot of things that I feel shitty about now. And it made some things that I have now shittier. But you know what? That just is what it is, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
I just accept my life as it is now, and hopefully I can make it better. That's all I can hope. It's just, I got hope, I guess. I've always had hope. Maybe I have nothing else, but I'll tell you what, Greg, I fucking have hope. That's what I have. What do you have, Greg? What do you want? What do you want to see? How do you go on? What did you do when you wanted to go out?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I never attempted it. I just had the thoughts of it, just thinking of it. But what turned me around is I like to help people too. And that was my escape is helping people
I forgot.
from the Red Cross. I was a volunteer with that to other organizations. And it was just my way of helping people, and it was a way to hide the situations I was in. Because I just kind of,
Your loneliness,
yeah, it was that,
your sadness.
yeah, it was basically just putting it in its place, kind of like blocking it. Like what
So
people,
you,
huh?
sorry, keep going.
How people, take drugs and alcohol, drink and
Coping. It was
smoke.
your way of coping.
Yeah, it was my way of coping.
And don't forget to say you gave up. How you lived all those years, and I gave up too, so you can criticize me for it too, and I won't get mad. I did. But how you gave up all those years, and it was many years, I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you, it didn't bother you. I know you accepted it, and I accept that because I accepted my own disposition in life and what I can and cannot do. I accepted that. But I'm just saying that it still eats me up every day. I don't know. Maybe you're a better guy than me, but it still eats me up.
Well, I think, number one, when you're young, you see things differently, but then when you get older, you start to realize more what's out there, if you know what I mean. You talk to people and you just accept it as you get older. Because when I was young, I felt the same exact way. I was kind of like, how do people accept this? How can you? And believe me, as you get older, it changes because you start seeing life more, you're involved with things more, you talk to people more, and you just start to realize you just have to accept it. The only way you can change it is you have to change the attitude. That's all a lot of it is, it's attitude. And if you don't change that, then you're still going to go backwards. You're going to be in that cycle. So you have to change it somehow, some way to get out of that. If you don't, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And that's what I did for many years. And that's how I gave up. And I just said to myself, I can't live my life like that. So I started thinking things. That's why I went out and helped people and started thinking positive. And
Yeah, but
I know it doesn't always help with some people, but it helps with certain people and it helped me. And that's how I became a better person. I'm still struggling with it, but it just takes time. It just takes time. I'm still learning, even though I'm older and I might not be 100% perfect, but that's okay. You just gotta keep pushing yourself.
perfect. Have a good day, guys.
Oh, it's all right.
Oh no, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying that fucking I think it it will bother me again for many more years unless I can somehow get into a field, even if it's not my original field. I just want to do something with my degree that's important. You know, I want to feel better about myself, I guess.
Yeah, and I understand that. And in you know, you got to remember this, and I know it's hard, is you're not the only one out there. A lot of people are thinking the same way, and you just got to keep pushing yourself. If it's not in the career that you want, you can try to find something that's kind of related to that.
You know, guys, let me just be honest with you. Okay?
Mhm.
I was thinking of careers in like psychology, sociology, Scientology. Well, no, not Scientology. I'm sorry, but like science. Just something that I can do. Maybe even teaching of a certain field, or being an abstract professor, or God forbid we can ever get our writing careers to take off, and we can get paid through that. Get paid to actually write a novel. Imagine we get paid $50K to write a book.
Yeah.
Greg, we could literally buy like a tiny home or trailer and just there's all our rent, Greg. We could literally spend all day writing. Like we'd be golden. You know how long 50K can last you in rent when your rent's only like 400
Oh, I
or
know.
375?
Yeah.
We'd be golden. We could take all year. If they give you a year to write it, like Greg, I think we would be good. We wrote those 3 pages in what, a day?
Yeah.
I think we could have done more. Like we wrote it in like 3 hours. And I thought it turned out pretty well.
I do too. I really do.
The thing I don't like is how indecisive we are when it comes to the characters. When we were gonna kill them all,
Mhm.
I didn't like that. I think next time we write a story or a book, we should be more decisive and not as protective about the characters. Because I don't know how authors do it. I always hated killing off like certain characters. And then some are just like, yep, she dies, kill him off, and it's like, how?
Yeah, I agree.
How do you do so? Like, how do you do that? And it's like, well, who knows? It's because, Greg, I guess they can let go. Good for them, but it's hard for me to do that.
Mhm.
It always has been to let go of a story or whatever I'm doing. It's always been hard for me to do that.
I know.
Um, but I don't want that to always be the case.
No, I definitely agree.
Because you were more decisive than I was, if you recall. Me and him wrote a story called, what was it called?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of the name.
It was a tribute to Chloe. Now I feel bad. But there's a story on our channel. It's the video trailer. It has like 521 views. We wrote that in like 3 hours, but we planned it for like months. And it was a tribute to a young girl from England that committed suicide so many years ago.
Wasn't
Due to
her name Chloe Shaw?
yeah.
That was it.
We wrote a story where she was American and different. Like we didn't base it off her features, but we based it around a story that we could tell where she survived, where she was American and from New York instead of England. You get it? And we tried to tell a story because we don't know why she killed herself. That's the thing. Nobody knows why she killed herself. Was it because people online were being mean, or was there something going on in her personal life? Was she being molested? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I also had to stop myself before I said that last word in the last time. Just because I don't want to think about what that young girl had to go through.
Right.
And people may say that me and you might be weird because we can go from being, in their view, like sexist and shitty towards women, and then be kind towards other women. Like, maybe that makes us misogynistic, but I'm a very kind person. I just call it as I see it. You know?
Yeah.
Chloe did nothing wrong. Like, she lived what I thought was a good life. She had a boyfriend. She loved her mother very dearly. She was graduating high school. Seemed to have a lot of loving family and friends. But I heard she was also getting bullied online very harshly. I don't know. Um, maybe she had bipolarness, or maybe something happened in her personal life. Like, we don't know what it was, but the story that we wrote, we had where she was gonna die. Greg wanted her to die. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. That was what we originally intended when I pitched him the story. And he wanted to keep it the original. He's like, all right, have her die. And I couldn't. I couldn't let go of the character that I created. Yeah, it's based off someone who was real, but I still felt a connection. Like, I created a character, you know? So I convinced him eventually that she should live, and that's what she did. We wanted to make it longer, but we're like, it's a short story. If we want to make it a novel or whatever, we can. But for now, it's just something we wrote. And, you know, I think it turned out pretty great.
Yeah, I do too.
And, you know, Greg, I did it as a character study. I did it as she's a broken person who's still kind, still thinks about others, and wants to forgive, but finds it to be hard and wants to kill herself because everything's gone wrong. Nothing will ever get better. But eventually she calms down, gets out of her mental breakdown, and realizes she can still escape them. She can still live a better life, even if it's never what she wants it to be. Even if the world is more crueler than she ever thought possible,
Yeah.
she can still survive. And it made her feel good enough to lay her head on a pillow without putting a noose around her neck. And you know what I forget, Greg? I forget sometimes that not everybody is as mentally strong or can handle things the same way as me and you can.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
forget about that.
Yeah.
Like, some things that may seem like insignificant to me and you, because remember, me and you have always been alone. We've never had those loving families or those loving parents or relationships. We've always been alone. Always been picked on. Like, we're used to that loneliness. We're used to that hatred, that bitterness, you know? But people like her probably weren't. We will never know, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know what happened to her, but I hope if there is an afterlife, I truly do hope that she's happy and that she moved on to a better place. I truly hope so. But I wanted to write a character study about how I thought her personality could have meshed and how things could have been different. Could we have written it better? Yeah. But we struggled to even get what we had. But I liked how it turned out. And I don't regret writing it.
No, I totally agree. I thought it was a really good story, and I
And
couldn't.
listen, Greg, if somebody says it's inappropriate or what we did was weird or creepy, I don't give a fuck. I don't regret writing it. I had fun. I did it as a tribute.
Yeah.
And they can suck my dick. I don't care.
That's how I look at it. Is I think it was a good tribute.
Exactly.
Because I would say, who would do something like that?
I mean, there's a lot of haters out there, but
Oh yeah.
um, I don't know, man. I just for a second I felt like crying. I don't know why. I don't know why my voice just got emotional a little bit. It just random. Like I randomly was getting emotional, but back on track to other topics. Maybe it's because it brings back a lot of terrible memories. You know, with the cutting and the suicide attempts and just always being depressed and living your life away in bed. Like it just brings back so many memories to where I could have been in the same boat she was. And nobody would have ever fucking knew. Nobody would have ever known my story or what I was going through. They would have just been like, it was so random. Like, he seemed so happy. Like, why would he do it? You know? It just brings back a lot of bad memories.
Yeah, I see that. I definitely do.
I also wrote it because it could have been me, too.
Yeah.
Now, would I have hung myself? No, I probably would have took a whole lot of drug medication and then overdose. Because I don't know why people hang themselves. I just can't do it that way, man. I hate pain. And I just can't imagine choking myself until there's nothing left of me.
I know.
I just don't understand it. Could you ever do that? Or even think about it?
No, I don't want to go through the pain.
It sounds painful, doesn't it?
Yes.
And you might question, but then if you hate pain, why did you love cutting for so long? I wasn't right in the head. I should have been in a mental hospital. I wasn't right in the head. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was mentally insane. I just loved cutting myself. I loved being in pain. It was a rush for me, Greg. It was like a drug. I just had to keep doing it because I couldn't feel anything and I was so depressed. And that was the only way I could feel pain. That was the only way I could feel anything. And then when I went through it a second time when I was older, instead of being a teenager, I vaped. But instead of just being really sad to where I wanted to die, I was bored with life and I was just always fucking angry. I wanted to fight people. I wanted to hurt people. That's what I'm talking about, Greg. You know?
Yeah.
And that's not healthy for anyone if you always want to hurt them. I guess one of the biggest reasons is Greg, I just didn't like who I was. Even though, people would call me a nice, respectful man. Like I got that today, one of the workers at FedEx in the office, she's like, your parents did a good job. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you're always saying yes, ma'am, no, sir. Like, you seem very respectful. And I'm like, thank you. Just, everybody has a different option, I guess. A different opinion of things.
Yeah.
One of the things that made me feel better as a person. Oh my God, roosters are dicks. One of the things that made me feel better, Greg, was a quote by some doctor. He said, and I quote, he said, suicide as a thought itself gets many through a hard night. So the thought of suicide, even though you want to do it or don't do it, it'll get you through the night because it comforts you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, I do.
It's comforting and it comforts.
That makes sense.
It's just comforting and it comforts as a thought and as a feeling. And you know what, Greg? I'm glad my suicide attempts failed. I did more than two. Because I tried cutting and then I tried drugs and it just didn't work out. And then after that, I just kind of gave up. Because of a certain thought that I had. I could keep trying to kill myself because I knew where my life was headed, Greg. I knew that the people around me would disappear after school. I knew eventually the family members around me would disappear. Stop caring, move on to their own lives. They wouldn't care. So why should I tell them anything?
Right.
Well, or I could move on and let these people go, no matter how sad it is, which I'm going through now, which I have been going through the last 2 years, and live for myself and see what's out there. I still want to breathe. I realized I couldn't kill myself because I just like waking up too much. I like to see where my favorite stories end, what I can still do in life, what I can still see, what is still available to me with my limitations. I wanted to see what there was. I wanted to see how far I could get as a writer. I wanted to see who I could meet in life. I, at the time, wanted to see if maybe I can meet a wife, but I know that that venture is not for me, unfortunately, and it's not for a lot of people. But that's only one venture of life, and it only lasts for so long before you're too old for it.
Right.
So that's okay. It's haunting at the same time because, you know, everybody wants a soulmate. Everybody wants that one person they can connect with and, you know, do things with, but that's okay, Greg. It's not for everybody, and I can accept that. Is it bittering? Yeah. You know, like, when they call people and say, and call them names for having these thoughts, they don't see it from the other side. They don't care to. They're like, oh, you shouldn't be bitter. It's all your fault. It's like, well, it's still bittering. You know, you want to be a good person, have positive thoughts, but when you're always alone, you know, it can drive people insane. Or you can use it for better things, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I try to do, Greg. I don't want to hurt anybody else. I don't want to hurt myself anymore. So what are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to better myself and just move on from everybody and everything and try to become a writer or just do things until I'm happy again. How about that?
Yeah, I think that's great.
Because like, you don't need to really be happy.
No.
You know, I think that's also why they kill myself. I had hope. I always wanted that feeling of happiness, and all I've ever had is just a fleeting fucking moment of it. I've never had it. I've never truly been happy. I felt happiness and I felt joy, but it's always fleeting. I want to know what it's like to have that permanently. I want to know what it's like to have pride in something that you've accomplished or happiness in your life for more than just 15 seconds. And then a whole list of fucking regrets or things that maybe you could have done differently. And I know I'm not the only one that's ever had that. And it sucks. It's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I fucking guarantee you, you never had that too. High school graduation probably felt good for a few seconds, and then it probably disappeared. It did for me. Graduating college the first time felt amazing. I felt accomplished. Everybody was celebrating, and I saw pride in my father's eyes, and I felt good for about an hour. And then I felt like I did nothing, like I wasted my time. Like they're only happy because it's socially programmed that they should be. Like I did something for this piece of paper, when all I did was go to classes about nothing. You know, maybe that's just my episodes, but I've always felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like to call it anything with a name because, you know, they try to make money off you. You know?
Yeah.
Like I was a happy kid, Greg, and then the doctors in the school system knew they could make money off me. They're like, oh, a kid that likes to explore and have energy. Let's say he has ADHD and is a disruption to the class, even though I wasn't, and then let's force him to have Ritalin for the next 17 years. Even though Ritalin makes you feel like a zombie and fucks you up. And I stopped taking it when I became a senior because I refused to. I refused to, Greg. I refused to take it because I didn't like the feeling. I never needed it, and I told them that. I'm like, I don't need this. I'm not taking it. And they're like, you will take it. I'm like, no. I'm 18 now. Legally, I don't have to take it. I'm not fucking taking it. and I haven't took it since. Should I have kept taking it? Well, I don't know. That's something I can never answer, Greg. You know?
Right.
I can never answer that because I don't know. But you know what, Greg? I don't want to be on any medication. I don't want to be under the effects of any drug. Drinking, tobacco, medication. I don't want to be under any drug that fucks up my body. And Ritalin has its side effects. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm good. I'm good, Greg. I'm good. I don't want it. You can keep it. You can have it. I'm good.
Yeah.
To me, I don't think it's worth it. I want nothing to do with it. I just, I got to escape it. And I felt like I beat the school system. Like, I don't know what to tell you, Greg, but I felt pure joy that day. For the rest of the day, I felt pure joy. And I got to meet my favorite nurse ever, the one that encouraged me to continue to write and said that she loved my writing and actually gave me encouragement and actually treated me fairly and kindly and actually told me I was a smart man, actually encouraged me to go to college and become a writer and never give up on my dreams. She was nice, never laughed at me, never thought a bad word of me. That's what I'm saying, Greg. That's what I miss. You don't really run into that in the real world because it's very cruel and very mean. And you know, you gotta be a man, you gotta be this, you gotta be that. And it sucks.
I know.
You can't cry, you can't bitch, you can't complain, you can't moan. Because they call you a whiner, a bitch. You're a man, man up. If you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. You get knocked down, you gotta get back up.
Yeah.
And, you know, eventually it fucking hurts. Not everybody is as strong as the next person. Unfortunately, due to technology, it's harder to ironically make friends, get in relationships, and to have men be cared about. Because now they're even more invisible. Who cares about the average man? They're replaceable. Girls are where it's at. They matter. You know, it's always what Chris Rock said, and one of the things that always bothered me. Pets were always loved unconditionally. Kids, well, I didn't have a great childhood, so not me, but most kids are loved unconditionally, especially women. And women are loved unconditionally. Men, when they reach a certain age, they're disposable. Who gives a fuck about them? Who cares about their problems and issues? There's always the next one that we can call upon. Who cares about them? And if they don't fall in line, then destroy them and get the next guy. You know, problems like that, you know, things that can eat you up.
Yeah.
I go through those, Greg. I go through those every day, and one of the things that left me bitter to this world and dating in general. You know, one of my favorite videos to watch was Oreo Man's Sometimes You Gotta Give It Up. And I know I've said this in a previous video, but I just got to re-say it because I love saying it no matter how many times I do it, you know?
Right.
Like some things I just love repeating. Oreo Man was an African American doomer. He still is. If he's still alive, that is. I don't know. He made a video called Sometimes in Life You Gotta Give Up. And he was saying that if it's not working out for you, no matter how many times you tried, like working out or changing your fashion sense or being nice or going on different sites, if it never worked out for you, if it's not working out for you and you're only getting the bottom of the barrel, you might as well give up. You know, sometimes you gotta admit that you're fucked up and it's not for you. that you're not desirable like that. That you're fucked up like that. You know. He explains it a lot better because he's been going through it a lot longer than I ever have.
Mm-hmm.
And I just highly recommend people look that video up. It's in my favorites, and you'll find it if you keep going down. He was one of my favorite videos of all time because it was everything I've ever felt in life wrapped up in one video. He recognized what it's like to be alone. You know, like your family to tell you you're fucked up, girls to tell you like, oh, you're nice, but you're nothing, or just for them to ignore you.
Right.
To be bullied, to be alone, to be thought of as weird or undeserving of breath. Just some really fucked up dark shit. He understood it, and you know, he also said that he understands why people commit suicide. He understands why people are the way they are because life is cruel and sometimes it's not for you. But he doesn't advocate for it. He doesn't think you should do it. He had a friend, Baraka. He was autistic, YouTuber, doomer, and he would say, you know, he tried to be nice to girls and do everything right. You know, ask them out on a date, compliment them, just try to be their friend, like just really be a really great guy. And he was a great guy, but he killed himself because he realized that he has Asperger's and autism, and he doesn't understand emotions like more normal people can, and it dragged him down, and he couldn't form normal relationships or even friendships. And you know, he was getting in his mid-20s without ever having, you know, a partner, and it got to him. So he killed himself, and his name was Baraka Matei. And you know, Oreo Man said that Baraka was a hero in my eyes, even though he took himself out. You know, he tried and he tried, and he lived his life fully. He didn't hurt anybody. He didn't take anybody else with him. He wanted to be a good man to the end, and he was. You know, that's the type of shit he's saying about him, you know?
Yeah.
I don't advocate suicide. I don't want to see anybody commit suicide. I'd rather live alone and shitty than to die and never know anything ever again. Never experience taste. Never experience the love of a good book. Do I wish I could form normal relationships and friendships and a normal, healthy romance life? Of course. But like Greg said earlier, eventually you get older and you don't need that type of relationship anymore. And eventually the sex becomes less important, and eventually you don't even want it because it's just not there anymore. You moved on.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that a lot of dudes who can get women are moving on from girls too. Because the red pill is still a thing. A lot of those guys are focusing on themselves and they don't want to date anymore because they realize that they will get fucked in the court system. They can lose half their shit, lose their house, lose their kids, lose all their money, lose their cars, lose their life, honestly. They can be in debt for 18 years, can't go anywhere, can't do anything. But girls can kill the kid, you know, abortion. Or give the kid up for adoption, but, you know, if a man did that, he's going to prison. A girl can escape paying child support, and she'll get lesser punishment than the guy, but the guy will get called a deadbeat, and he'll be going to prison for child support. It's a two-way system that I don't want to play anymore, Greg, and I'm glad. I almost had a few pregnancy scares, but I'm glad that it never happened, and I'm glad to be away from the plantation. Yeah, it fucks with me mentally because as a guy, you're supposed to want to go out and get a girl and have a family and be that dude, take care of them. That's in my blood, Greg. I still feel that, you know?
Oh, I know.
Like a part of me wants to go out and be a caveman. Go get a girl, romance her, seduce her, serrate her, whatever, knock her up, have a kid with her, and take care of her and the kid and fuck anybody up who fucks with them. A part of me still wants to do that, but Greg, what's the point? So I can be on that system if it don't work out?
Yeah.
How do I know I still won't be alone and even more bitter, you know? That's all I'm saying. Like, maybe, well, I don't know what I'm saying. I guess I was just trying to explain something, but it felt kind of flat. But to fix all this, Greg, what I say is just love everybody and love yourself and try to be a good person. Work out, work on your mental health, take a day off if you have to, eat healthier, go to your dentist, go to your doctor. Even if I don't follow some of that advice you've had, you can live a better life. And if that don't make you happy, try the romance. If it works for you and you're still not happy, then you might just be fucked up like me and Greg. Because even when I was in a relationship with girls, I was still never happy. I was more miserable. I don't know about you, Greg, but I was more miserable even when I was in relationships.
No, I had the same feeling.
Even when I
Yeah.
had sex, it never made me happy. Like, I was just never happy with any girl. Except for one, but I fucked it up. But her friends just made me unhappy, so it wouldn't have worked out. I guess I'm just fucked up like that, Greg. You know, like you said. And you know, sometimes you just gotta move on.
Yeah, you do.
It's hard to say those words, though. Let me tell you.
Oh, I know.
For me, it's always been hard to say those words. Oh, you just gotta move on. Like, really? That easy? No, it's never easy. It's never been easy. It never will be easy. But yeah, I don't know what else to really talk about because I feel like we talked about what effects with each other and what we wanted to do in previous episodes as well. And I mean, I was proud of this talk because I felt like we got deeper into mental health and things that can be fixed.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Well, I feel like we also got our point across where we say it might not always be possible for everybody.
Right.
Or some just don't have that personality that matches. You have a good day, brother. Of course, man. If only the dog knew it was his food. That is his food, right? Perfect. You have a good day, brother. Of course, sir. But yeah, I'm about to get on County Route 4, and
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if I will still have connection, and I don't want to, interrupt our video because I thought the talk was very well done. We always said we're not a normal podcast. We talk like normal.
And I like that because it just seems so real than doing the other way.
Oh yeah, like professional, like
Yeah.
oh yeah, this like you have a set list of questions. It's like no, like we ask whenever, whatever, like we just want to make it real, like nothing hiding. Like we have normal conversations. Like even some of it gets personal, but that's just kind of the channel I've always been. But let me just end the video before
Okay.
it gets that way. So let's just I'm Tim,
And I'm Greg.
and this this is Reality Duo. You guys have a good day. I'm gonna hang up, so I'll leave you to handle the rest. I love you, buddy. I love my fans, and have a good day, Greg. I'll call you later.
Okay, love you too.
All right, bye, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, as Tim said, this is a reality duo, and we'll go from there. I hope everybody likes this, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.